In our family, tomato season means gazpacho. To make gazpacho, you will need 2 to 3 pounds of fresh peeled tomatoes, 1 seeded cucumber, 1 large garlic clove, 1 chopped medium onion, 1/2 of a green bell pepper, 1/2 of a red bell pepper, salt, pepper, lemon juice, vinegar, olive oil, 1 cup of chicken broth, and 1/2 cup of ice cold water. Into a pot of boiling water, drop your tomatoes for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then remove them. And now we'll plunge them into cold water. While our tomatoes are cooling so that I can handle them to peel them, I'm going to finish chopping a real rough cut chop on 1/2 of an onion. You can see that I also have cut the red bell pepper, the cucumber, some of the green onion, and garlic. I want to show you how to do this garlic trick when you're doing a garlic. It's a whole clove of garlic. You want to remove the skin. You put your flat knife on it, press down, and voila, the skin comes right off, and you expose the meat of the garlic. Our tomatoes have been cooling in ice water and are now cool enough for me to handle. I'm going to start by taking the stem out, and then the skins will just fall right off of the tomato. Remember, it's 10 seconds in boiling water and then plunged into an ice bath. One more. This is also a good little trick for salads or sliced tomatoes, or just a nice touch. Peeling tomatoes is one of the easiest things there is to do. With our tomatoes peeled and our vegetables chopped, we're ready to proceed with the blending. I'm going to put about 1/2 of our peeled tomatoes into the blender. I'm going to do this batch of gazpacho in 2 batches. So about 1/2 of our tomatoes, 1/2 of our chopped cucumbers, onion, garlic, and peppers, 1/2 of our pepper, about 1/2 a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to save the lemon and vinegar for the end. And at this point, I'm going to add about 1/2 a cup of ice cold water. Okay, that looks about right. So now I'm going to pour this batch into our glass pitcher while I make the second batch. Now you need to taste it for seasoning. That's very good, but it still needs the lemon, the vinegar, the olive oil, and the chicken broth. I'm adding, just with my eyeball, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Our lemon juice, this is about 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and about 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Now I'm going to add our 1 cup of chicken broth. Cover and blend, and then we'll taste again to adjust the seasoning. So I'm adding my last batch to my first batch. I'm going to give it a stir and taste it for seasoning. That's very good, but it still needs something. I'm going to kick it up a little bit by throwing in about 1/2 a jar. I think I'm going to use a whole 1/2 jar. I'll start with 1/4 of a jar of Trader Joe's green salsa. This is a must-have in anybody's kitchen. All right, after tasting it, I decided it's going to take the whole 1/2 jar. So be to your own taste. Give it a good stir. Adjust the salt at this point. I think it still needs just a little bit more, so I'm going to add about another half teaspoon of salt. Another quick taste. That's going to be good. So that's all there is to making a beautiful gazpacho. I'm going to cover this pitcher with plastic wrap, put it in the refrigerator, get it good and cold, and this is what we're going to have for dinner tonight. I'm going to cook up a few homemade croutons, and we'll be set. Our gazpacho has been in the refrigerator for several hours to get icy cold, and it's now ready to serve. Give it a good stir and pour it into your serving dishes. Now you can see I have an assortment of diced vegetables. I have some peppers, cucumbers, onion, and croutons. And now, just depending on your taste, just add a few to the top. There's some peppers, here's some cucumbers, here's some green onion. Now you're going to want to throw a generous handful of beautiful croutons. I make my own croutons. You can use store-bought croutons, but croutons are so easy to make. And to finish it off, just a beautiful dollop of sour cream, or in my case, creme fraiche. Ooh, that looks delicious. My husband introduced me to gazpacho when he made it for me. This delicious cold soup soon became a family favorite. So whether you buy your tomatoes or grow your own, when tomatoes are abundant, this is a delicious way to enjoy them.